Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on a chalk balloon. We've got longtime fools, Carl Teal and Keith Spites, giving a 1 to 10 rating to a Moneyball wreck. It's Insulet, ticker symbol PODD. I think the ticker symbol will make sense as we go along. We'll talk about the strength of Insulet's business first, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Carl's at a 7. Keith, you're at an 8.
Right. One of Insulet's biggest competitive advantages is that its Omnipod insulin pumps don't have any tubes. They're more comfortable. They don't have tubes that get tangled up, so customers like them. Insulet's growth reflects its underlying business strength. Revenue soared nearly 30%, or right around 30% year over year in Q3. Adjusted earnings per share jumped 38%. Insulet is clearly the market leader, and it's the market leader in a fast-growing market. I like this business.
Yeah, they're not the only game in town. They're in a three-way oligopoly with Tandem and with Medtronic, but they are the lead horse, and they are pretty well beloved by their customers. They have a wide open opportunity in type 2 diabetes that will get even wider with a sort of full closed loop unit that they hope to launch around 2028. But really, their disposable pharmacy reimbursement model is different than their competitors and is a huge competitive advantage in this market.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Carl's at a 5, and Keith, you're also at a 5.
Right. Since a question mark isn't a number between 1 and 10, I went with a 5. It's really too soon to judge Insulet's new CEO, Ashley McEvoy. Generally speaking, though, it's hard to give Insulet's management a high score overall because of the frequent turnover at the top. Jim Hollingshead was the CEO who served previously. He was at the company's helm for less than 3 years before departing. Before him, Shacey Petrovic served as CEO for only a little over 3 years. So there's a lot of musical chairs here. Very hard to give a good score for their management team.
Yeah, I mean, and the same in that it's unknown. I mean, I'll just point out that the board, I think, sees the company at a different stage of maturity right now, because in picking Ashley McEvoy, they are choosing somebody who's more of an operations expert than a sort of a strategy person. So this is really about, fine-tuning logistics, expanding manufacturing, the kind of things you want from a bigger, more established company.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Carl's at a 7. Keith, you're at an 8.
Right. There's really a lot to like about Insulet's financial position. They have strong growth, improving margins. The company does have around $1 billion in debt, but it's paid down that debt somewhat, has a nice cash stockpile of over $750 million. Probably the biggest drawback to Insulet on the financial front is that its fortunes largely depend on that one product, its core insulin pump.
Yeah, solid balance sheet, strong cash flow generation, although they've really only been a strong cash flow generator the past couple of years. But with that said, they're a little more flexible in that they barely do M&A, and they don't really need to. Their growth is all around the Omnipod and increasingly also the data that they collect through the Omnipod.
Carl, let's talk valuation. How well will Insulet's stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I went with 0% to 5%. This is an expensive stock. It does deserve a premium, absolutely, but I'd rather buy on a dip. The upside rests on the move into type 2 diabetes, and they do have a structural advantage over their competitors there, because the others sell durable medical equipment, while they sell a pharmacy disposable. But that could change in the next couple of years. So as soon as 2026, you're going to see hybrid products coming out from like Tandem with their Mobi line, even more so when some of Insulet's patents expire in 2028. And Tandem and Medtronic very much want to do their own patch pumps like Insulet. So this could really become something of a battleground. But I still give them a relatively high safety score of 7, though, just because I do think they have a strong brand and they're pretty beloved by their core market.
Yeah, I went with a little higher average return of 5% to 10%, but I do think Carl's exactly right about Insulet's steep valuation. Shares currently trade around 50 times forward earnings, but I do like the company's market position. I think the market has solid growth potential. My safety score, though, is a little lower at 6. I think competition could heat up, as Carl alluded to. I also wonder a little bit how GLP-1 drugs might impact the insulin pump market over time if fewer patients with type 2 diabetes progress to needing insulin pumps.
Thank you to both Carl and to Keith. They've given Insulet a mediocre overall score of 6.1 out of 10. Going broader medtech space, Keith likes Transmedics Group, and Carl likes Vertex, which has a potential moonshot type 1 diabetes cure. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is something good, I promise. Till then, Fool on. You say Vertex Pharmaceuticals, a moonshot type 1 diabetes cure. Like, what stage are they in that?
They're actually hoping to file for approval next year of this therapy, but it will only be for people with very severe type 1 diabetes. I mean, we're talking like 60,000 people, and they'll have to take immunosuppressants for the rest of their life, so it's very limiting. But they are hoping to eventually have a true cure for type 1 diabetes. So